Hello, this is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. Please hit that like button, share the video, and subscribe. You know, in the incredibly unfortunate and barbaric shooting of Charlie Kirk today. Well, I guess it was yesterday now because I'm filming this at 12:18 in the morning. Charlie Kirk's tent was right in this area. He was laughing and, throwing hats around. And then he sat down to start answering questions. And then right in the middle of answering a question, somebody shot him in the neck. And we've all seen the video. I'm not going to show that portion. I'm not going to show the video. But once we saw where he was shot in the neck, on my show, a live stream earlier today, I kind of thought maybe he was on this platform right here. You can't be too far over there. You can't be too far over there. Turns out, though, that he was on this platform right there, just above it. So I thought he was here, but it turns out he's on this one, the top one, after watching some videos that are out there. So if you look at that, I mean, you have to be about right there. If you're over here, this building blocks the shot. So if you're right in this area right there, I mean, this is so similar to Thomas Crook's, how he had this specific little angle. And it's only about 140 yards away from where Kirk was. Now, if you don't believe that, we can go right up in the air here and measure it. And here is Kirk's location. And then we'll draw a line right to where the shooter was on top of this. And it's 141.21 yards. All right. So that's the location. Now, the way we were able to determine that was the location, after I originally thought it was on top right there, it turns out it's up there, is because there's footage of these, I guess a couple kids even, that go to school there, and this is the video right here, right? So
get right up.
Yeah. You think he'd already be in place?
You would think.
And so there, see how it's brown right there, and brown, and then the black, and then there's a body up there, just like how they saw Thomas Crook's in the Trump shooting.
So there's somebody on the roof right there? Just saying? He just ran from over, where's my finger? Whoa, from over there, ran in, and now he's right there. Just saying,
Yeah, just saying. I mean, absolutely creepy as hell. And in fact, if you take this image right there, and let's go down to right where that shot was taken from, which is pretty much right on, in this location right here, let's show this image, and then look at this. I mean, everything is exactly the same. See, you got this blue container here, the black there, all the way up there. So you can see that on Google Earth, that brown building is the same as this one right over there. So what you do then is back up a little bit, go over to where the brown was and the black, and then he was right on top of this, down towards that direction. Now, there's also this video right here. See this one? So the shooting had already happened. Some people in here are just completely oblivious. And then when you watch this, I don't know if you can see this, but right up here at the top of the screen, there is a dark figure. You can barely see it. Now, I stabilize it, and we can zoom in and see what that individual's doing in just a moment, but I want to show you the original footage first. So these people over here are completely oblivious to anything. All right, so we took that video and then I put it into Adobe Premiere, and if we zoom out, that's what the video looks like. But watch the video here and I'll show you. This is how I've animated the video on the screen. See, I had to animate it frame by frame. It didn't take too long. I've got pretty quick at it. And here is the person up on the roof. Now, it appears that they've got a gun bag, probably an AR-15 or something like that in a bag, or maybe it's something even more powerful, don't know. And then he runs off. So let's show that up here. See that? You can literally see him running. I'll zoom in even closer. So watch this. And he goes running. Now, it looks like he's running to the left, and I guess he kind of is running to the left. Let me play it again. All right. Now, let's go outside to Google Earth here, and that shot was taken from right over here. And if you come down right there, see how you can see this little angle of that? That's what you can see if you zoom out right there. You can see that part of the building right there. So if we go back out, probably a little bit more over like this-ish. And then when you look up there, I don't know if you can see it, but see how there's a part up here that sort of sticks out a little bit. And that is the portion up there that you can see. That's got a black line on the top, and he runs that direction. So knowing that, it's right up there. It's the part that juts out. So we're kind of still looking at it up there. It's hard to keep your eye on it the whole time, but it's actually this part right here that sticks out. So if you came down below, it kind of sticks out a little bit. And so that means he was laying here and he goes this direction. But here's the thing. He necessarily had to, from this position, go this direction because there's this whole opening right there. So he would have gone like this. And I believe that the shooter came up these stairs. Now, somebody showed up to our chat that actually worked there and said that you can go from inside of here to these stairs, and then you can go out a door that's right there. So I think the shooter went through the door there, inside, and then up these stairs, amazingly, to this level right there, and then went this direction, and then walked around, and then went right there, and then laid down, and then while he was laying there, right where that pin is over there, that's where those people were filming up there, and there's a little green shed there. You can see it. They were filming him here, and from right in this position, down low, he has a perfect shot at the stage, and then he sends a bullet, and it goes down like that, and it hits Charlie Kirk in the neck, hit the left side of his neck, and I think he died pretty much immediately. I think the bullet completely stopped all the blood to his head immediately, and he was just completely out of it. Now, where did he go after the shooting? So now that we see that he kind of goes from this direction, he goes this way, he necessarily has to go that way because, again, he has to go to these steps over here and then make his way down. Now, when he went down, did he go like this? There's two different theories. Somebody had a pretty good one on the live stream that maybe he went towards the automotive building. So that would be going down these steps right here and then going into the building. And then right there's a door that opens up. He could have came this direction, and he could have even gone in that way. And then walked right through here, through that door. And then maybe he parked back here, don't know. Maybe he parked in this parking lot and then got the hell out of there. It is kind of a ways to go with the gun in your hand, but regardless of what he's doing, he has to go some distance. Now there's another option. Had he gone down these stairs over here, he went into the building. Let me know which one you think is the best option. So let's say that first one was A that we just described. Then he goes down these stairs, goes into here, and then out right there to a vehicle in this parking lot. All right. Now, is it also possible that we talked about that the vehicle parked back here? You know, let's say he drove down here and then sort of backed in just for a short amount of time. And then when he was done, he went down again these stairs, came inside here and then out right there and then along the building here. And then back here where it's totally secluded, gets in a vehicle and goes straight out to the road and turns. And he could have done that really quickly. I would say 15 seconds if he's kind of running a little bit to get to here, 5 seconds down the stairs, 10 more seconds to get out there. So you're like 30 seconds, we're barely any time at all. 30 seconds, runs around there, maybe gets over here at 45 seconds, out of there in a minute. And he's gone. And that would be, C. So it'd be, A over here in one of these parking areas, or here, let's say. B, this area, or C, right over here. But I think it's very clear by the way he was moving that he probably took those stairs. Getting up there would be very difficult, but you can also see, sort of like Thomas Crooks did, maybe he let himself down over here, walked over there, jumped down there, and then ran over here and got back in a car. That would be really quick if he had backed in over there, went in over here, and then when he left, he continued this direction over here, and then let himself down there, then there, to the ground, ran around to his car, and he's out of there. That would probably be the quickest way out. So, I mean, we don't know which way he went. I'm sure law enforcement has a hell of a lot more surveillance footage, or at least some surveillance footage. We don't have anything. We have these videos that people took. The shooting is absolutely horrific. I mean, there's a slow-mo one that somebody made where you see the bullet hit Kirk's left side, like almost a jugular vein on the left. He goes back, his eyes are closed, and then blood just starts, flying out. Like, I mean, it was just horrendous. And he died. I mean, he fell backwards and he died. I don't think he was even alive when they got him to the hospital. That kind of an injury you just don't live from. I think even if he had survived, he was probably paralyzed. That thing probably shattered his spinal cord, I would think. Just absolutely horrendous. And, there's a lot of violent people out there in the political world, especially on one particular party. If you don't agree with their stance, they go nuts. They're the same people that cancel you if you say something that they don't agree with. They're one step away from being a nut job just like this. All right, everybody. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that helped put some things into perspective, how things were laid out, and how we sort of figured out and worked through it. The shooter was right there, right in this position, and he shot. He must have been there before, perhaps even at one point scouted it out, stood there on another day. Maybe there's some surveillance of that. We don't know when that would have been. It is sort of interesting right here. I mean, that's grass. He could have just jumped down. There's just a lot of things he could have done. We just don't know. All right. But leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for watching. And as I always say, everybody, until next time, be safe out there.